Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Judge Christy Ruppe. You are all here this morning for first appearance. The purpose of this hearing is to inform you of the charges against you and determine whether there is probable cause for your arrest. Probable cause only means that it's more likely than not that you committed the crime in which you've been arrested for. As you stand before me this morning, you are considered not guilty of what you've been charged with, and that status will remain with you through each stage of these proceedings up until changed by you if you plead out to your case or the state attorney's office if they prove the case against you beyond and to the exclusion of every reasonable doubt. In all likelihood, you are arrested on a new charge or a warrant. Either way, you will get a bond pursuant to the bond schedule for the 5th Judicial Circuit. I will determine whether to keep that bond the same, increase it, decrease it, or whether there are any other conditions of pretrial release which will be imposed upon you. You are entitled to have an attorney represent you at each stage of these proceedings. If you cannot afford to hire an attorney, we will appoint the public defender's office for you this morning. You are also entitled to make a phone call. If you haven't done so yet, please let me know. If you need to let friends, family, or your attorney know where you are, we'll make sure you get that phone call today. Finally, and most importantly, you have the right to remain silent, and I encourage you to do so. These hearings are recorded, and there is an assistant state attorney in this courtroom writing down everything that you say. So anything you say about the facts of your case can and will be used against you in the prosecution of your case down the road. At this time, I'd like everyone to raise your right hand so I can place you under oath. Swear from the testimony before the court this morning will be the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth. Go ahead and put your hands down. First case is Emerald Quinones. Morning, Ms. Quinones. Can I have your date of birth?
11/17/83.
Okay, you are here this morning for a domestic battery. They charged it as a felony, indicating that you have a prior battery, so they're charging you with a felony battery. I did find probable cause for your arrest. Do you want to represent yourself? Do you want to hire somebody, or do you want the public defender's office?
I guess public defender.
I'll provisionally appoint the public defender's office to represent you. State, other than the prior battery.
Other than the prior battery, Judge, in 2012, she has a probation violation for a domestic case in nature. In 2011, there's charges of pretrial release, domestic battery, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, apparently 8 counts of criminal mischief. It looks like the pretrial release was dropped, battery, guilty on that, and the rest were dropped. In 2006, another domestic battery dropped, and another one in 2006 dropped.
You should. Ms. Quinones, I have an address for you on Pond Circle in Spring Hill. Is that where you live?
Yes.
How long have you lived there?
About 4 years. Almost 5.
Do you have a job?
I am stay-at-home mom, but I'm always busy working.
Okay. Do you have someplace else you can go? I'm going to order that you cannot go back to the Pond Circle address.
Can you repeat that, please?
Do you have someplace else you can go? You can't go back to Pond Circle.
No, ma'am. That's my home. That's where I live.
Okay. Well, you can't go back there, so you're welcome to stay where you are if you can't find anywhere else to go, okay? I'm going to order that you have no contact with Daniel. Do not call him. Do not write him. Do not email him. Do not have any contact with him whatsoever. If you have any contact with Daniel while this case is pending, you'll be charged with another crime and held without bond. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
If you do bond out and you see Daniel out somewhere, you should turn around and go the other way. If for some reason you think he's calling you, you shouldn't take the phone call or you should hang up the phone. I'm going to hold you until 4 o'clock today in case Daniel wants to file an injunction against you. If he does, read it very carefully to be very specific as to how many feet you need to stay away from him, his residence, his work, or anywhere else where he may frequent. Due to your prior record, I'm going to give you a bond of $10,000. I'm going to see you back in court on January 17th at 8:30 in the morning.
Okay.
Nancy Kelly.
Good morning.
Hi, Miss Kelly. What is your date of birth?
10/15/1962, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. You are here this morning charged with a domestic battery and a violation of an injunction for domestic battery, both involving Christine Trow.
Truax, yes, Your Honor.
Okay, Truax.
It's difficult to say.
Okay. I did find probable cause for both of those. Did you want to represent yourself? Do you want to hire somebody, or do you want the public defender?
I'm a public defender. Your Honor, am I able to say anything at this time?
I would not say anything about the facts of the case. I just appointed an attorney for you, so the public defender is in the courtroom. If he feels like anything needs to be said on your behalf, he'll let me know, okay? I'm going to ask the state attorney if you have a prior record.
Yes, Judge. It looks like we have out of Georgia. In 2006, there is a DUI. As for Florida, in 2017, June of this year, a battery on 65 or older, and an assault and a disorderly intox. It looks like those were ultimately dropped. In 2016, a probation violation here out of Fernando and felony Ford. 2015, another DUI and a probation violation. In 2014, I have 2 bat Leos and a battery on 65 or older. There was, looks like, convicted on one of the bat Leos and the 65 older. 2013, 2 more bat Leos that were ultimately dropped. And in 2013, DV battery with no disposition.
Okay. Ms. Kelly, I have an address for you. Actually, don't have an address for you. Where are you living these days?
Right now, I am presently homeless in my vehicle because Irma destroyed my home.
Okay,
And
gotcha.
FEMA did not fix it.
Okay. For the domestic battery charge, I'm going to hold you until 4 o'clock today. I'm going to order that you have no contact with Ms. Truax. Do not call her, do not write her, do not email her, do not have any contact with her whatsoever. I'm going to set your bond at $15,000. If you have any contact with Ms. Truax while this case is pending, you'll be held without bond and you'll be charged with another crime. With regard to the violation of domestic violence injunction, I'm going to set your bond at $2,000. I'm going to order no contact with Ms. Truax and another hold till 4 p.m. We'll see you back on court. It's 2 different court dates, right? On the battery, it's going to be January 17th at 8:30 in the morning. And on the violation of the injunction, it's going to be January 10th at 9 o'clock in the morning. It's 2 different court dates because one's a felony and one's a misdemeanor. So you got to get in touch with your public defender so you can keep your court dates straight and make sure you don't miss any, okay? If you're unable to bond out, someone from the public defender's office will come see you soon.
Okay, thank you.
Christine Truax.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, Ms. Truax. Can I have your date of birth?
Yes, 11/28/55.
Okay, you were here this morning for domestic battery, the victim being Nancy Kelly. There is probable cause for your arrest. Do you want to represent yourself? Do you want to hire somebody, or do you want the public defender's office?
Public defender, please.
State that she require records.
The only thing I see is a battery that was dropped in June of this year, the same date as the previous defendant, and then in 2007, a bat Leo in the possession of hydromorphone got PTI.
Right, so no prior convictions.
Yeah.
All right, Ms. Truax, I have an address for you on Broad Street in Brooksville. Is that where you live?
Yes.
How long have you lived there?
3 years.
Okay.
3.5 years.
Do you have a job these days, or are you retired?
I'm retired.
Okay. All right, I'm going to set your bond at $100. I'm going to order that you have no contact with Nancy Kelly. I'm going to hold you until 4 o'clock today. And I'm going to set your court date for January 10th at 9 a.m. Do not have any contact with Ms. Kelly whatsoever. She's also not to have any contact with you. If she tries to call you, you should hang up the phone. If you see her out somewhere, you should turn the other way. If you do have contact with her while this case is pending, you'll be held without bond and you'll be charged with another crime. Do you understand all of that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, get in touch with your public defender. We'll see you back to court on January 10th at 9 a.m.
Your Honor, may I say one more thing?
I wouldn't say anything about the facts of your case. You have something else to say?
Just in regards to the injunction, I had put an addendum in with the judge to have that dropped against Ms. Kelly.
Okay. Antonetti.
Wake up. Anthony, wake up.
Are you Lisa Antonetti?
Yes, ma'am.
Were you sleeping?
No, ma'am.
What's your date of birth?
December 27th, 1985.
You're here this morning for possession of controlled substance and driving on a habitual driver's license.
Yes,
They
ma'am.
charge you with a felony on. Okay, find probable cause for the possession of controlled substance and a misdemeanor driving on a suspended driver's license. That's pursuant to Florida Statute 322.3410A. Just because it's habitual doesn't make it a felony if it's all financial and there's no violent history. So, state, does she have a prior record?
She does, Judge. In March of this year, she just went on a 3-year probation out of Pasco for altering checks and convicted of that. And also a grand theft out of Pasco that she went on probation for. And then in 2016, she had a resisting without violence that she was adjudicated guilty on that. 2014, a probation violation. In 2014, another theft adjudicated guilty in resisting a merchant. Also in 2014, dealing in stolen property, guilty on that. 2013, a battery, adjudicated guilty. 2012, a violation of probation. 2010, cocaine possession and paraphernalia, adjudicated on those. In 2008, it looks like she has a felony Willis adjudication withheld on that. Another one in 2008. In 2007, she has another cocaine possession, another felony Willis and paraphernalia, and another possession of alprazolam, adjudication withheld on those. In 2006, more cocaine possessions, failure to appear, probation violations, and same thing with 2005.
Okay. Ms. Antonetti, have an address for you in Greenbrier Court in Spring Hill, is that where you live?
Yes, ma'am.
How long have you lived there?
2.5 months.
Okay. How long have you lived in Hernando County?
2.5 months.
Where did you live before that?
Pasco County.
Do you have a job?
Yes, ma'am.
What kind of work do you do?
I'm a caretaker.
For the possession of controlled substance, I'm going to set your bond at $10,000. For the driving on suspended, even though I only find PC for a misdemeanor, I'm going to set the bond at $5,000. We're going to see you back to court on January 17th at 8:30 in the morning.
Speedy appointment.
Yes, sir. Katrina Day. Ms. Day, what's your date of birth?
8/10/81.
Okay, you are here this morning for a failure to appear out of Pasco County for possession of marijuana charge. The bond is currently $10,013. We're going to keep the bond at $10,013. Pasco County is going to get you within 5 days. When they take you over there, if you can't bond out, then you're going to ask for an attorney and a court date when you get over there, okay? Okay? Good luck.
Okay.
Terry Neal.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. Can I have your date of birth?
2/26/63.
Okay. You're here this morning for driving under the influence and driving under the influence with property damage. I did find probable cause for both of those. Do you want to represent yourself? Do you want to hire somebody? Or do you want the public defender's office?
Public defender.
Okay. Appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Are you currently on probation in Hillsborough County for DUI?
No, ma'am.
Did you get a DUI in January of 2017 in Hillsborough?
No, ma'am.
Okay. All right, state what are you showing for prior record?
I'm actually showing a failure to appear from December 4th of this year out of Hernando. But I don't have any cases with her open.
Is the clerk showing you anything?
Why the clerk looks for that, Madam Clerk looks for that. April this year, a probation violation of the Hillsborough, which looks like it was for a grand theft. She was adjudicated on. In 2015, another failure to appear at a Hillsborough. In 2013, she has a DUI and a probation violation from that.
Please show a closed petty theft offense civil 1017.
Did you show one prior DUI or two priors?
I'm showing just the one in 2013.
She served 2 days jail for petty theft and was sentenced on December 5th. That's why she let out.
All right, Ms. Neal, I have an address here on Howell Drive in Brooksville. Is that where you live?
Yes, ma'am.
How long have you lived there?
6 months.
Do you have a job these days, or are you retired?
Pardon me?
Do you have a job?
I'm disabled.
Okay.
I draw disability.
All right. I'm going to set your bond at $5,000 each. We're going to see you back to court on January 10th at 9 a.m. I've appointed the public defender, so if you're unable to bond out, someone will come out and see you soon, okay? Lourdes Rivera.
Morning.
Good morning, ma'am. What's your date of birth?
7766.
All right. You're here this morning for domestic battery.
Well, I didn't even put my hands on it.
Hey, I'm talking. I didn't ask you a question. And I also said not to say anything about the facts of your case. Were you awake for that?
Okay.
Yes?
Yes.
Don't say anything about the facts of your case. Got it? I did find probable cause for your arrest. Do you want to represent yourself? Do you want to hire somebody? Or do you want the public defender's office?
All right.
Right, the public defender's office to represent you. State?
Showed out of Florida in 2013. Looks like petty theft adjudicated, or fraudulent use of a receipt and petty theft adjudicated guilty on that. And then she does have an out-of-state history from New York, and it's more in the 90s that include a bunch of misdemeanors for trespass and jumping the rails kind of thing, and possession of controlled substances. I don't see anything serious in the 90s.
Ms. Rivera, I have an address here on Lamson Ave in Spring Hill. Is that where you live?
Yes.
How long have you lived there?
6, 7 months.
Okay, where'd you live before that?
Cornet Court.
Okay. Do you have a job these days?
No, I'm disabled.
Okay. I'm going to order that you have no contact with Norma Beauchamp, okay? That means do not call her, do not write her, do not email her, do not have any contact with her whatsoever. If you see her out somewhere, you should turn the other way. If she calls you on the phone, you should really hang up the phone. If you have any contact with Norma while this case is pending, you will be arrested for a new charge and held without bond. Do you understand that?
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and give you a bond on this case. $2,500. But in order to get out of jail, Ms. Rivera, I'm being told that you refused to sign this no contact notice last night. Okay? You're going to have to sign that piece of paper before you can bond out. You understand that?
How much I need?
What's that?
How much do I need?
I don't know how much you need. The bond is $2,500. How much you need is up to a bondsman or the jail or wherever you want to do it. The bond is $2,500, but in order to get out of jail, you need to sign the no victim contact notice that you refused to sign last night. We'll see you back to court on January 10th, 9 a.m. Joan Muzowski.
Muzowski, good morning, Your Honor.
What is your date of birth?
10/26/73.
You are here this morning for a domestic battery based on a warrant looks like signed by Judge Scaglione on yesterday. Okay. So there is a probable cause for your arrest. Did you want to represent yourself? Do you want to hire somebody? Or do you want the public defender's office?
Public defender, please.
Public defender's office to represent you, state, prior record?
Judge, at this time, I do not have a prior record, or do not see anything in her history.
All right. Ms. Wachowski, I have an address for you on Sedgefield Ave in Spring Hill. Is that where you live?
Yes, it is.
How long have you lived there?
It's been my second home for a year and a half. I've only lived there for 2 months.
Okay. Do you have a job these days?
Yes.
What kind of work do you do?
I'm an RN, but I run Paws and Kisses Pet Grooming.
Okay.
I own it.
Okay.
I have a question, Your Honor.
Yes, ma'am.
My daughter is the one that called in the battery against me, and she's also employed by me. So I don't know how to do the no contact order when she's my employee.
Okay. Does your daughter live on Sedgefield Ave?
Yes, she lives with me with my grandchildren.
Okay. Well, I'm going to order that you have no contact with Erica at this time, okay? You cannot call her, you cannot write her, you cannot email her, you cannot have any contact with her whatsoever. I also need to hold you until 4 o'clock today in case Erica wants to file an injunction against you. So she filed that injunction against you. You want to read that paperwork very carefully because it's going to tell you how many feet away you need to stay from her, her home, or wherever she may frequent. I don't know how to handle the employment thing. It's your business. You can handle that any way that you want. You just have to make sure to follow the order of the court that you would have no contact with her. I need to order that on a domestic battery case, and there's no way around it. So that's going to be ordered today. If she's at the Sedgefield Ave house, then you can't be there.
Okay.
Okay? I'm going to give you a bond of $50, and I'm going to see you back to court on January 10th at 9 a.m., okay?
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Thor Anderson?
Judge, on that last one, the speedy appointment?
Yes.
50.
Mr. Anderson, what's your date of birth?
5/30/78, ma'am.
Okay, you are here today for a violation of an order for protection on a domestic case. Okay. With the petitioner being Arthur Anderson. I did find probable cause for your arrest. Did you want to represent yourself? Do you want to hire somebody? Do you want the public defender's office?
Public defender, please.
Right.
Public defender, please.
Okay. Want the public defender represent you? State front record.
Yes, Judge. It looks like he was actually just released, I believe, from the Department of Corrections in 2016. And that was for a burglary of a dwelling unoccupied. That would drop down to a burg structure, convicted of that, and sentenced to a year and a day. He also, in 2014, has tampering with a witness adjudicated, criminal mischief adjudicated, battery adjudicated, assault with a deadly weapon adjudicated. In 2014 as well, violation of injunction adjudicated. Paraphernalia, domestic violence. I do not have dispositions on those two. However, in 2014, 2012, probation violations for petty thefts. 2011, Dwillis and DUI, refusal to submit, adjudicated guilty on those. 2008, probation violation. 2008, paraphernalia. Domestic battery in 2007, adjudication withheld. Another burg dwelling, adjudication withheld in 2008. 2007, another battery, adjudicated guilty, tampering with a witness in 2006. That was Noel Frost. That came along with a burg conveyance. And it goes back into 2000 with a DUI, leaving the scene, and marijuana possession. Okay. Mr. Anderson, I have an address for you on Blackbird Ave in Brooksville. Is that where you live?
That was my current address, but I was under the impression that the injunction had been disposed of. So my address is going to be 6169 Kinlock. This is a friend of mine's. This was basically a misunderstanding. Correct, ma'am.
Okay. All right. I'm going to set your bond at $25,000.
Ma'am?
It's going to order no contact with
Ma'am?
Arthur Anderson, okay?
Ma'am?
So you already have the
Yes.
injunction, and even if
Yes,
there's no
ma'am.
injunction in place, I'm ordering that you have no contact with him while this case is pending. Do
Okay.
not call him, do not write him, do not email him. You see him out somewhere, you need to turn around and go the other way. If you have any contact with Mr. Anderson while this case is pending, you'll be held without bond and charged with another crime. Do you understand all of that, Mr. Anderson?
Yes, ma'am, I understand. I would like to request, I know I've attained past a lower bond at this time. I do have a place to go. I am employed. I do work full time. I really beg of you, I have no intention of having any contact until this matter is resolved with the petitioner. I really need to get back to work. I didn't have any clue that this was active.
Okay.
I would not have been involved.
I understand that you really, really want a lower bond and you really, really need to get
No.
back to work. But, sir, I really, really need to look out for the community in Hernando
I
County.
understand
and
that.
I really, really feel that your prior record speaks for itself. So I'm really, really going to
Yes,
keep
ma'am.
it at $25,000. Lee Beers,
Did we get a court date?
110.
110.
Mr. Beers, can I have your date of birth?
Yes, ma'am. 5/26/91.
Sir, you're here this morning for a grand theft auto. I did find probable cause for that. Do you want to represent yourself? Do you want to hire somebody, or do you want the public defender's office?
Public defender.
Provisionally appoint the public defender's office to represent you in the state.
Judge, I believe he was, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe he was just sentenced to 36 months DOC last week maybe in Judge Merritt's court. And he also has a hold, or a pending capias out of Sumter County. For credit theft charges. Madam Clerk, was that correct?
Yes. 36 months.
36 months. So can we send it to Judge Merritt's next week, just so he can?
Sure, to get me a date.
The 27th, I believe, Madam Clerk.
27? Okay, we're going to get you in front of Judge Merritt next week, so we can hopefully get this case taken care of. And it sounds to me that prosecutors indicating that you might have another case in Sumter County, and you need to take care of that too before you can head off to DOC. So what we're going to do is keep the bond at $5,000 right now. That's just a technicality because you're not going anywhere because of your holds. So keep it at $5,000 and see you back to court December 27th at 9 a.m., okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Cody Corbett? Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, Mr. Corbett. Can I have your date of birth?
1/12/96.
Okay. You are here this morning for fraudulent use of a credit card. The bond is currently $2,000. 3 counts of criminal use of personal identification, a total of $6,000. And then, looks like they ROR'd one of those counts. I don't know. Okay. So, 5 counts altogether. And is he, I just got a note from the clerk that he was also sentenced to 36 months last week. Is that or is that supposed to be the defendant we just did?
No, the defendant we just did.
Because I don't have anything where he was
No, the only thing I have, Judge, is that he has a co-defendant on Judge Merritt's case, or Judge Merritt's docket, so we would ask for this to be sent to Judge Merritt as well, the C docket.
Okay. So Jay, what's with this note?
Who's the third?
Okay, I don't know.
2497 is the case number. You say he's on misdemeanor probation?
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Corbett, do you want me to appoint the public defender to represent you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we'll appoint the public defender's office. State.
Judge, I only have in his history a probation violation from 2016 and one from January of 2017, as well as probation just informed me that he is on county probation as well right now.
Okay. What is that for? Do you know?
He's on a court dwelling, so 17 CT 2219. He was placed on July 5th, 2017.
Alrighty. All right, Mr. Corbett, I have an address here on Hickory Hill Road in Brooksville. Is that where you live?
Yes, ma'am.
How long have you lived there?
About 5 years.
All right, do you have a job these days?
Not at the moment. I'm gonna have one as soon as I get out, though.
Yeah. Okay, it looks like you're also on probation for a misdemeanor case. This is going to violate that probation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep your bonds the same, exactly the same as they are now. That's $2,000 each and then ROR on count number 5. But if you want to bond out for that, you need to know that you're going to have a violation of probation warrant coming out probably in the next couple days. And you're going to be picked up on that probably right after you bond out. So it might be a waste of money, but that's a business decision that you need to make. So counts 1 through 4, 2,000. Count 5, ROR. Went to the public spender. We'll see you back January 17th at 8:30 in the, oh, you said?
Yes, can we request the 23rd, January 23rd?
January 23rd. That's in front of Judge Merritt.
Yes.
Okay, January 23rd at 9 o'clock in front of Judge Merritt. If you're unable to bond out, someone from the public defender's office will come see you soon, okay?
All right, thank you.
Joshua Keller. Mr. Keller, can I have your date of birth?
10/1/87.
All right. You are here charged with a failure to appear out of Citrus County. They want no bond on that right now, so we're going to keep that no bond. They're going to come pick you up within 5 days. When you get over to Citrus, you can ask for a public defender and ask for your court date, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Alrighty. Thomas Kelly.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Kelly. Can I have your date of birth?
7/2/58.
All right. You are here this morning for a failure to appear. I believe it was in front of me.
It was.
Yes, December 12th. So I give you a bond of $2,500. I don't know if you guys know if there's an offer on this case. Is there an offer beforehand?
Could I say something, Your Honor?
Sure.
First off, I just want to apologize for not showing. It was a mistake. It was a stupid mistake. A complete oversight, and I apologize for that.
Judge, we're offering time served on both cases.
Is there 2 of them?
There's 2 of them. There's CT 3889 and CT 3817.
Okay, and they're both driving unsuspended.
Yes.
Right. And you want time served?
Yes.
All right.
They happen within 5 days of each other.
Okay.
Can I also say one other thing, ma'am?
Sure.
I am the sole provider for my wife, my 2 kids and 2 grandkids.
Okay, well,
I know I made a
let me cut
mistake.
you off. The state is offering time served. Do you want to go ahead and take care of your cases today?
What does that mean exactly, ma'am?
That means you get time served for the time that you have in jail, which is probably 2 days. I don't know if he was arrested on the initially.
18th.
Okay, so I can go home?
When he was initially
Oh,
charged.
I'm fired up.
When you were initially charged with these, did you get a citation or were you arrested?
I got a citation, ma'am.
Okay, so you have 2 days time served. What we'll do is we'll give you credit for the 2 days that you have in jail. You'll have fines and court costs of $438 to pay on each case. Do you want to go ahead and take care of your cases today?
I can't pay that money today. I can
You
work
can come
out
down to
some
the
kind
clerk's office within the next couple days and make a payment arrangement with them.
of... Okay.
Okay? You want to
Okay,
go ahead and take care of your cases today?
And I can leave today?
Yes, sir. Unless there's something else holding you up, yeah.
No, I'm good. I'm fine. Yes.
You want to take care of
Yes,
your
ma'am.
cases today? All right. You understand by taking care of your cases today that you're giving up your right to go to trial?
Yep. Yes, ma'am.
Giving up your right to confront the witnesses against you, call witnesses on your behalf, and you're giving up your right to have the state prove the case against you. Do you want to give up those rights in order to take care of these cases today?
Yes.
Okay, with regard to case number 2017 CT 3889, driving on suspended driver's license, how do you plead? You can plead no contest.
No contest.
I accept your plea of no contest. I find this freely and voluntarily entered, adjudicate you guilty. You'll have fines and court costs in the amount of $438. Give you credit for the 2 days that you have in the Hernando County Jail. Sentence you to 2 days Hernando County Jail. With regard to driving a suspended driver's license, 2017 3817 CT, how do you plead? You can plead no contest.
No contest, ma'am.
Accept your plea of no contest. I find it's freely and voluntarily entered. Adjudicate you guilty. Sentence you to 2 days for Indiana County Jail. You have the cost of incarceration on this case plus $438 fines and court costs. You'll need to come down to the clerk's office when you get out and make payment arrangements for all of those things, okay?
Okay, I go to the clerk's office at the courthouse, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Okay, in the next couple of days. You bet.
Good luck.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
Damon Marsh. Mr. Marsh, can I have your date of birth?
10/24/94.
And you are here today for a failure to appear for a case in Hillsborough County. But you have no bond on that until they can come get you. So we'll hold you no bond. They're going to come get you within the next 5 days. When you get down there, you can ask for a court date and for an attorney, okay?
I have a question, ma'am.
Sure.
I was released from there and transferred probation here, and then I was arrested in front of the probation office, and on February 1st when I came to court, they released me and terminated probation unsuccessfully.
In Hillsborough?
That's the only probation I was on.
Okay. Well, I'm showing information from Hillsborough from December 18th, 2017, approximately 4:38 p.m., indicating that there's an active felony warrant for you for possession of drug paraphernalia, for some other charges, asking to place a hold, and letting us know that they'll extradite you. If that turns out not to be the case, then they will go ahead and withdraw that, and you won't be held on this case. But from what I'm looking at here today, there's probable cause for your arrest, and they're going to come get you within 5 days, and you can work out with them what's going on, okay?
Okay.
All right. Scott Mom? This is the one that shows all misdemeanors, but was given a felony court date. So unless the state has any objection, I'll probably just set it for a misdemeanor court date, but I'll give you a second to look for it.
No, that's
Mr. Mom, can I have your date of birth?
5/26/1969.
All right. You are here this morning for a DUI. The bond is $1,500. Obstructing without violence, the bond is $1,500. Misdemeanor possession of marijuana, the bond is $1,500. And a possession of paraphernalia, the bond is $500. I did find probable cause for your arrest on all 4 of those. Do you want to represent yourself? Do you want to hire somebody, or do you want the public defender's office?
Public defender.
Provisionally appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Steve?
just to start, he has an out-of-state history, it looks like from Michigan. It was back in the early 2000s, late 90s, that include obstruction of law enforcement, multiple obstruction of law enforcement, operating vehicle either while license is suspended, or I have a couple that say impaired on here, convictions, and some without dispositions. As for Florida, in 2016, I have a marijuana possession and possession of paraphernalia. 2013, criminal mischief, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon that was ultimately dropped. A bat Leo that was ultimately dropped, another bat Leo that was ultimately dropped, and a battery on 65 or older. I do have a conviction for that in 2013, resisting with violence in 2013 that was dropped. Another one that was adjudicated guilty in 2013. Obstructing police, I'm going to go, that's probably resisting without violence, the way it's worded differently. Adjudicated guilty of that in 2013. He was ultimately sent to prison for 3 years in 2013 for all of that, Judge. Probation violations in 2011. Ag stalking in 2011. He was ultimately convicted on that. Violations of injunction, domestic batteries, another violations of injunctions, adjudicated guilty. Another battery, second offense in 2011, adjudicated guilty. And probation violations in 2010, another battery in 2010 adjudicated guilty, and another battery in 2008, and in 2008, 2 batteries that were dropped.
Okay. All right, I have an address for you on Abigail Drive in Spring Hill. Is that where you live?
Yes,
How long have you lived there?
since 2006.
Okay. Do you have a job these days?
I'm on full disability.
Okay. All right, with regard to the count number 1, the DUI, based on your prior record and the fact that it looks like you have a 2001 DUI as well, I'm going to set your bond at $5,000 on that case. Count number 2, obstruction without violence, I'm going to set your bond at $3,000. Count number 4, possession of marijuana, I'm going to set your bond at $3,000. I'm sorry, that was 3. Possession of paraphernalia is count number 4, I'm going to set your bond at $1,000. Total of $12,000. I'm appointed to the public defender's office. It's a misdemeanor, court date, appropriate date, do you agree?
Yes.
Okay. What is that, January 10th?
Yes.
I'm going to set your appropriate date on January 10th at 9 o'clock in front of Judge Hitzman. If you're unable to bond out, someone from the public defender's office will see you shortly, okay? Sean Pruitt. Good morning, Mr. Pruitt. What's your date of birth?
March 26, 92.
Okay, you're here this morning for tampering, harassing a victim, domestic battery, and criminal mischief. I did find probable cause for all of those. Do you want to represent yourself? Do you want to hire somebody? Or do you want the public defender's office?
Public defender.
Okay, I'm appointing the public defender's office to represent you. State.
Judge, the only thing I see out of Mississippi in 2013 is profanity/drunkenness in public place. Do not have any history at this time for Florida.
He is currently on misdemeanor probation as of August the 16th, possession of marijuana, 16 mm 3299.
All right, Mr. Pruitt, I have an address for you. Edderington Drive in Brooksville. Is that where you live?
No, ma'am.
Where do you live?
3119 Baton Road.
That's Brooksville?
Yes, ma'am.
What's the zip?
I think it's 34604.
All right, how long have you lived there?
A couple months now.
How long have you lived in Hernando County?
All my life.
All right, do you have a job these days?
I do farm work, but it doesn't really pay that much, so no, not really.
Okay. Well, your arrest is based on a warrant signed by Judge Eineman on December 8th. I'm going to order that you have no contact with Caitlin Lane while this case is pending or until further order of the court. Do not call her, do not write her, do not email her, do not have any contact with her whatsoever. Is she at the Baton Rouge address?
No, ma'am.
Okay. If you see her out somewhere, you need to turn around and go the other way. If she happens to call you, you shouldn't take the phone call or you should hang up the phone. If you have any contact with Caitlin while this case is pending, you'll be charged with another crime and held without bond. Do you understand all of that?
Yes, ma'am.
Count number 1, I'm going to set your bond at $2,500. Count number 2, I'm going to set your bond at $2,500. And for count number 3, I'm going to keep the bond at $500. It's a total of $5,500, and we're going to see you back to court on January 17th at 8:30 in the morning.
Thank you.
Okay? And Mr. Pruitt? Mr. Pruitt, come back. I don't know if you heard, but probation is here.
Yeah, misdemeanor probation, I'll probably get picked up on a warrant.
Right, so you can bond out if you want, but you're going to be picked up on a no bond warrant for violation of probation, so you got to make that decision, okay?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Alan Radsville?
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, Mr. Radsville. Can I have your date of birth?
6/7/75.
You are here this morning for a possession of paraphernalia. I did find probable cause for your arrest. Did you want to represent yourself? Do you want to hire somebody? Or do you want the public defender's office?
Yeah, it's actually a violation of probation, ma'am. And I paid my probation off, and the probation department said that they would tell you at first appearance that time served.
That's right. It's a VOP. All right. Do we have any information about that?
He still has a small balance on his court costs, and we did not get all of his community service hours, and he failed to report, and the recommendation is 30 days.
Okay. So they're not offering time served. They're offering 30 days from the Natick County Jail. We'll give you credit for any time that you have in. Do you want to go ahead and take care of that case today?
You couldn't reinstate me?
You're not a candidate for reinstatement at this point. That's not what they're offering. They're offering 30 days from Natick County Jail with credit for time served. If you don't want to take that offer,
I'll take it.
Okay. All right. Do you understand that by admitting that you violated your probation, you're giving up your right to have a hearing on that matter?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You're giving up your right to confront witnesses at that hearing and call witnesses on your behalf at that hearing. You want to give up those rights in order to take care of this case today?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. With regard to the violation of probation for the possession of paraphernalia, do you admit that you violated your probation?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I accept your admission. Defendant's freely and voluntarily given. Adjudicate you guilty, revoke and terminate your probation, sentence you to 30 days for Natick County Jail. Is it just the 2 days that he has in?
Looks like he had 2 priors. Let me just check in the court.
We're just figuring out your time served, but you're going to have fines and
Was
court
it
costs.
paraphernalia?
Yes.
Yeah, he had previously he had 2 days.
Okay, so is that 4 total?
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to give you credit for the 4 days that you have in. You're sentenced to 30 days from Natick County Jail. Credit for the 4 days that you have in. You're going to have $50 cost of prosecution in that case, as well as your cost of incarceration. When you get out, you want to make your way down to the clerk of court and make payment arrangements for those things, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Nathaniel Rao.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Hi, Nathaniel. How you doing? Yeah. Okay. So you're here this morning. What is your date of birth, first of all?
08/24/1999.
Okay. You just turned 18 in August, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. And you were in my court earlier this year. Was it for driving unsuspended?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Who did you come into court with? Was it your mom or your sister or somebody?
I went in with my mother.
Your mother. Okay. Does your mom know you're in jail?
I believe so.
Okay. All right. You're here for possession of marijuana, tampering with evidence, and possession of paraphernalia. I did find probable cause for those. Do you want me to appoint the public defender to represent you, Nathaniel?
Yes.
Okay, I'll go ahead and do that. State.
Judge, just what you had already mentioned about the Willis, and then in 2015, his juvenile record has a grand theft auto. I don't have a disposition on that. Alrighty. And then, Judge, if we can also...
I did the diversion program and cleared that a couple years ago.
Okay. If we could also just verify the spelling of his name, because our system has the last E-L and the PC has A-L, so we just want to make sure we...
Oh, I'm Nathaniel. How do you spell Nathaniel?
Nathanial.
And I have an address for you on Badowski Road in Brooksville. Is that where you live?
Yes, ma'am.
How long have you lived there?
My entire life.
All right. You have a job?
Well, I started this morning, but...
You're supposed to start a job this morning?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What kind of work?
A general manager at McDonald's.
All right. Okay. And did you say, were you able to call your mom and let her know where you are?
I haven't, no.
You're going to do that?
I would like to.
Okay. All right, do that today. I'm going to set your bond for the possession of marijuana at $1,000, the tampering at $1,000, and the possession of paraphernalia at $500. That's a total of $2,500. I'm going to see you back to court on January 17th at 8:30 in the morning, okay?
Yes, ma'am. Just one question, Your Honor.
Yes, sir.
If I were to get a bondsman and bond out today, how much would How much would it be?
I'm not really sure. It depends on the bondsman. I don't really get involved in that, but your mom or you can make some phone calls to find out, okay?
But I could do that today.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Is that right?
Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Jeffrey Tennyson.
Hello, Your Honor.
Hi, sir. Can I have your date of birth?
5/14/1966.
All right. You are here today for a violation of probation out of Pinellas County. $1,500 bond on a violation of probation. Is that right?
Pinellas and Pasco do that sometimes lately, so.
Okay. So it looks like you have an open case here. What is your open case here in front of Judge Toner? What is that charge? What was that?
Yeah, grand theft.
Grand theft? Okay. When's your next court date on that?
January 2nd.
I don't think they're going to let him go to Pinellas until that's resolved, right?
Probably not, sir.
Okay. All right. So what we'll do on this case, we'll keep the bond at what Pinellas County wants at the $1,500. And then when you get down to Pinellas County, whenever you resolve your issues here in Hernando, Pinellas County will have 5 days to come pick you up. And they'll take you down there and you can work out your case down there, okay? But I don't think they're going to let you go down there until you resolve this case in front of Judge Toner on January 2nd.
How would I find out if they're going to let me or not?
I guess you can talk to your public defender about that. I'm not sure. I don't think they're going to let you down there, but...
Yeah, because it's just a misdemeanor down there.
Okay. So, yeah, you're probably going to have to take care of this case first before you go down there, okay? But
Okay,
someone from the
thank
public defender's office... You have a public defender in your other case, the one in front of Judge Toner?
Yes, I have a public defender.
Okay. Someone will come out and talk to you about that shortly, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Do you know who that public defender is, sir? Do you know their name?
I believe, Tipton?
Eric Tippin?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Did we get everyone out of jail?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Have a good day.